sell when they're new, and what do you say to them?
That was kind of part of my answer from the last one, I think, too, was to find that thing that you really love, but also realizing, which I think is coming up later on, that we'll talk about gated categories, but realizing as you're like a brand new seller, there are some things that you're just not allowed to sell yet until you prove yourself. So that's one great thing about toys. You don't have to be approved for that. You don't have to be approved for the home department. And so if you can find some things to sell there, as you're finding, maybe your niche really is beauty products, but until you get to that point, find some other things to sell so you can prove to Amazon that, you know, you're not going to mess over their customers and you're going to follow the rules and you know what you're doing. And then you can get ungated in those other closed categories and then sell the stuff that you really, really want to sell. But generally, I tell them just to start out with those things that are fairly easy to sell and in one of the ungated categories to get traction as they figure out what they really are passionate about doing.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed too, because I remember when the first time I went out sourcing, I went to a Big Lots, and I remember one of the things that we were taught is to go scan everything, and I was scanning and scanning, and I wasn't really finding anything, and I was in the baby section, and baby is like one of those categories where you're like, right? So I found this tippy cup, and it was a Mikai, oh God, Mikai Hound. Am I saying that right? You know, it was an old Nickelodeon cartoon. Mikai.
Kylan?
Yeah, that.
Kylan, okay.
Yeah, so I found this tippy, and I can't remember how. All I know is like it was an awesome find. It was like the best find ever. So I sent that in, and then but like I said, it was just that one thing, and I was scanning for a while. So my point is, most people don't realize when you're doing retail arbitrage, you're not going to go into a store and just pick up the first thing and scan and find profit. It is work. You know,
yes.
like work from home, it is work. So you are out looking for products, and it is working. So my earphone won't stay in because of my tragus. Sorry about that. And I totally lost what point I was going with that. And I do that. I go down rabbit holes. So we're just going to go back to questions.
Okay, I'm good with that.
So